While there are a lot more tools that use artificial intelligence, we do know that ChatGPT has been a big talking point since December. But some are worried that as these launch, they don't have African consumers and users in mind.
Artificial intelligence and other technology advancements have been the subject of debate for several years. We have seen the African continent lag behind in some of these technology developments. Tech startup OpenAI created a chatbot called ChatGPT that has incited conversation in the educational sector, creative spaces, and other industries since its launch in November 2022. Furthermore, ChatGPT and similar systems have somewhat cemented the existence of artificial intelligence systems and their staying power in the future. However groundbreaking some of these technologies are, we cannot ignore the fact that most of them are built by the West for their unique issues. But where does that leave Africa and its various problems?
Most of the technology that has come up, even pre-AI, has always had the Western bias. Because the creators in the Western world can never be us, can never think like us. They can never put themselves in our shoes. So by virtue of that being, and us not being included in the origination of these technologies, it's already biased and we're excluded already. So we have to bend over backwards to try to fit these technologies into our culture, where sometimes there's actually discord, there's dissonance, where they don't exactly solve our problems as we would love them to naturally.
But it is not all doom and gloom for the mother continent, as there have been efforts by some researchers and organizations to build artificial intelligence systems with African problems in mind. These efforts are aimed at developing AI solutions that can address the unique challenges facing Africa in the healthcare, agriculture, education, and infrastructure sectors. One such organization working towards these efforts is tech startup Lelapa AI.
As Lelapa, we're trying to approach a number of problems, and they're in three main areas, right? Some are very unique to the African context, and some not so much. So the first one is this issue of brain drain on the continent. So all of our clever kids are thinking that there aren't opportunities on the continent for them to be clever, so they leave, or they join very large organizations where, in our opinion, their talent is lost to issues that don't help incite change. So that is the one problem we're trying to address from an African perspective. And the other problem is around ensuring that the solutions created for through technology are particular to our context. So in the AI domain, a lot of the primary technology development has happened off of the continent, in the Western world, in the US or in Europe. And what this means is that the people creating it are, of course, from those particular places and don't necessarily have the type of understanding of where we come from, our types of problems, when they're creating those technologies. So we've had examples in the media of facial recognition technology not being able to recognize black skin, for example, which can be a problem if it's an application that is helping students get into their exams when they're taking exams online, or when it's on your Instagram or Twitter feed and it's now not recognizing that your face is there, or even a Zoom call, and now you've added a background and it can't recognize your face and it kind of erases you from the picture. It isn't necessarily intentional that they're trying to do these kinds of things, but because they just don't know or don't have that living experience of who we are, then these are the kinds of things that appear in the technology.
We asked these industry players about the readiness of Africa for AI-driven technologies.
When we try to make robots a replication of what humans can do already, then we aren't making the world any richer than it is, which is what technology is meant to do, right? It's supposed to make the world better for everybody. So when you have a robot that is taking orders at a hotel, is that really useful? No. If there's a problem, you need somebody you can talk to, you can identify with, who can help you with the issue, with the booking or whatever it is that you have. So in terms of us being ready for those kinds of things, I'm kind of not thinking of that being the space where we can apply AI technology. It should be in places that the technology can do better than us and to help augment our experience. So for example, in cases where we're expecting humans to do very dangerous jobs or dangerous work, or the work we're expecting them to do is a negative influence on their life experience, right? So for example, in mining, it is a contentious topic to say that we should not be sending people underground, because for a lot of people that is their livelihood. But at the end of the day, we're shortening their life expectancy, we're giving them a poor quality of life, and we're exposing them to diseases that just make their life an unpleasant experience. And those are the kinds of things that machines would be able to do without the same kind of consequences. And if we're freeing up capacity in some spaces, then the hope is then that humans can be left to do work that they're really good at.
Our youth have to now just dive into these new technologies and learn and play with them and create and express themselves and bring out their thoughts, their aspirations and solutions to the problems that we have. Because these big infrastructure technologies exist, they are there, and we just have to take advantage of them, and hopefully one day we'll be able to catch up, maybe create our own deep tech. But for now, let's take advantage of what's there. Yeah.
Though slow in adopting and integrating certain technologies due to factors ranging from infrastructure to the availability of skilled labor, Africa has been making strides in the adoption of AI technologies in recent years, particularly in areas such as manufacturing and agriculture, to name a few.